It's far too easy to keep the ball in Gaelic football now if you really want to, and because of that, it's very hard to get it back. Because teams drop extra bodies into defence, it means there are always extra men outside of that who are able to hold possession for minutes at a time. So even if someone pushes up and engages the player on the ball, there's usually someone free to give it off to, and the ball gets worked from side to side around the outside of the scoring zone. And the thing is, some teams are happy to do this. It's not that there's nothing they can do because of the extra defenders. They actually like this pattern because they can A, run the clock down, and B, keep the ball and the other team's attackers away from their own goals. It's the Man City form of defending. It looks very attacking, but make no mistake about it, it's motivated by fear. But not everyone wants to push up man on man either, because a team with enough weapons will fancy finding the mismatches 1v1, and it leaves space inside, and the one thing every GAA person can spot these days is space inside. But there was a time when that was a defender's job. It wasn't always inevitable that there'd be a score if a forward was left inside with one marker. The players out the pitch tried to put pressure on to affect the type of ball that was coming in, and the defenders inside got out in front, or they got in a hand, or they stood them up. And the best halfbacks have always known when to push and when to drop off, when to double up, and how to cut out this type of ball, which used to be bread and butter for an old wingback, long before they were able to get away with playing corner forwards there. But one of the reasons it's so easy to keep the ball now is because no matter how good you are defending, no matter how good your pressure is, the keepers are getting involved. So there is always an extra player. And if you don't have a deeper zonal defence, it causes situations like this, 3v2s with defenders now faced with a conundrum. Do I keep watching my man, protect the zone, or do I keep an eye on the ball and go to the danger? One of the things I was thinking Jim McGuinness might bring from his professional soccer experience is traps. Setting traps to win the ball back. Generally across the water, they target certain individuals for this type of thing. Boys who they think they're happier to let have the ball anyway because they won't hurt them too much, and they might give it away the longer that they're on it. And also boys who they think they can trap and turn it over off them. Where better to start in GAA than a goalkeeper, barring the obvious exceptions of course. By encouraging these players into positions you want them to come into, you can give yourself a chance of getting it back. More of a chance of getting it back off them when you let them scurry around half of the pitch away from you. But you have to be smart and you have to be coordinated. By letting the player, your target, advance, by staying tight on all of his options and cutting them off, forcing them to keep the ball and keep coming forward to try and draw a tackler. At the right time, you can close in on him and you can still cut off his outballs. It would take a lot of work and practice, but we've seen Dublin use the sideline so well in the past to set traps, and now Donegal are going after those wide areas too, it seems. Because one place you know everyone is going to look to immediately on the ball is out wide. And ironically, you'd actually rather them out there where they have less options, there's a sideline to help you out, and even if they get by, they're still on the wing. Sheepdogging players down the line where there is space and then cutting off their options inside and behind them can set the perfect trap, like Dublin have shown us for years. And even if they do get back out, they're starting all over again and you have plenty of time to shift back across. Look, I know these are all easier said than done, but it's not any easier trying to get the ball back the way we are at the minute.